Hello. What's up, everybody? Hello? Is there anyone there? Out in the big open wide world of the internet? What's up, people? What's up, Sir Nico? How y'all doing? What's up, Katrin? What's up, Jan? Hello. What's up, everybody? Excited for some Unreal Engine today? Just gonna go slow for a couple minutes while people get in here. It's gonna be exciting today. Hell yeah, for beginners, definitely for beginners. Did you guys download it already? And how is the music? Is it too loud or is it okay? Can you guys hear me fine? Gotta get caffeinated for the Unreal Engine stream. Hell yeah. Is it up and running okay, or is there any issues? Unreal can be a little bit heavy. It's a bit harder to run than Blender or ZBrush, I think. Go. Okay, everybody. So for the people that haven't seen me before, I'm Onua. I'm gonna be your instructor for today's Unreal Bootcamp. So every week I do one of these and I just go through the different topics. So this one is going to be Unreal Engine, and I'll take you from knowing nothing about it to hopefully knowing a little bit about it. I'm a student here at CADA and I'm in the first semester currently. And as always, the reason we do these live is so you can ask any questions, and if I go too fast or too slow, let me know. Use the chat, it's more than okay. And if you have a question, there's probably a couple other people with the same question in their head. So you just do everybody a favor by asking. How you all doing? Has anyone tried Unreal Engine before in the chat? I wonder, even you, Katrin, have you tried Unreal Engine before? First time? Okay. So today will be a little bit more creative, I think, because there's not too much that I need to teach you in terms of the controls to get started making something. You have tried Unreal Engine before? Alright. So this is a little bit more like playing with Legos than what we would usually kind of envision. So, okay, let me go from the very beginning, right? So let's try to boot up Unreal Engine together. Let's get into it. Up. So if you have it downloaded, you can just boot it up and then you'll be hit with sort of like a launching window, and then I can take it from there together, because there's a bunch of different presets. I have not tried it before. Alright, Christian, that will be fine. I'll take you through it. I'll hold your hand, don't worry about it. We got this together. So already from the beginning you're met with a lot of presets, because Unreal is super versatile. That's why it's so fun to work with. Like, people use them for movies, games, whatever, you name it. Unreal Engine can be used for a lot of different things. So to get into it, what we're gonna do, we're not gonna make a game with it, but we will use one of the game presets. So you should go down to the game, and then there's this blank thing here. So we just go into a blank preset with nothing in it. You can open up different ones, and you can have like a little guy that runs around in your scene and stuff like that. That's also pretty cool. But for now, we'll just go into the blank one. And you can name it down here. So we can call it Unreal Bootcamp 2. Okay? And we get into it. And sort of why you guys are booting this up, I might explain a little bit about Unreal. So far we've been using ZBrush and Blender okay? And so what makes Unreal different from those is the fact that it's a real-time renderer, okay? So instead of sitting there and starting a render like you would in Blender, and you wait for it and it takes a long time before your image becomes crisp, Unreal is made in a way so that I can render out those crisp images like instantly, basically, in real time. That's why we call it a real-time renderer. So you can play a game. Hold up, let me turn down the music a little bit so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. So you can play a game inside Unreal Engine and you can see the stuff in real time, right? It's super fast, it's super crisp, and that's what makes it so fun to work with. So obviously you can use this for games, but there's also other stuff like movie things. So if you need a set that's literally on a screen behind an actor, or you can't use Blender because the image won't update fast enough unless you have like a pre-rendered thing. So use Unreal Engine so the actor can move around your scene, and then the movie screen can like update whatever is behind them and stuff like that. So a lot of different things. And I'll just give you guys a little bit of time to get into this scene. Let me know if you have opened this up already and you're inside here. You can see your viewport and all that. Because it can take a little bit of time if your PC is maybe a little bit older or something like that. I'm sitting here on a very beefy machine, so it might be very fast for me. Yep. Okay, I'll give it a little bit of time. Yeah, so the thing about Unreal is it tries to do as much of the workload as it can before you kind of get into the visuals of it, right? So it can just push out those images very fast. This will be a lot more like just almost like playing a game, right? But in 3D, like a little bit like Sims or something like that. I'm sure some of you have heard of Sims before or played it a little bit. I used to play it. It's a lot more like Lego. Okay. And even nowadays you can do stuff like what we did in Blender, modeling. Like Epic, the people making Unreal, are really going hard on this engine. It's so cool nowadays. They're pumping so much content into it. Sims is amazing. Hell yeah. Okay, well, you'll like this then. It's sort of similar in a way, just the serious Sims, the non-gamified version. Are there other people other than Björn that are still trying to get into the scene here? Ooh. Okay, so I'll go over the basic controls a little bit, and Björn, if you need a refresher when you get into it, just let me know, okay? It is not super complicated, this whole setup, so it should be very doable. Alright, so the movement is a little bit funny compared to what we're used to when it comes to like 3D software. So if you hold down right click on your mouse right here, you can look around your scene. Okay, so hold down right click to look around, and then if you're used to gaming, this should come very like intuitively to you. You can use the WASD key to move around. So if you ever played like a first person game on your keyboard, this is how you do it, right? So hold right click and then ASW to move around. And let's say we want to go to the distance over to those mountains in our scene. It's gonna take forever. So what we can do is, while we're moving, we can scroll on our mouse wheel and then we speed up. We can like zoom past the ground, and we can do this very fast. Keep scrolling, we go faster and faster, and you can like fly through your scene, which is just super awesome, right? You're literally like free here in this 3D software, right? Compared to Blender or something, you can just fly around your scene and do awesome stuff. I'm a big fan of Unreal Engine. Okay, and it's mostly the same as well, right, with Blender. So we have our viewport in the middle, that's where you see everything in the scene. And then on the right side, if you remember from Blender, we have our outliner, and it's the same thing. So we can select stuff in the viewport by left clicking it, or we can go out here and select it in our outliner. So if we want to select the cube, we can click it right here. Okay. So for the rotation, you click E. For the scale, you click R. And then hold up. For the movement, you click W. So this is a little bit different from Blender. I think this is what they use in Maya as well. If you guys have heard about that software before, it's another 3D modeling software. So W to move, E to rotate, R to scale. And you can also select them up here in the UI. Okay. And if you hover over a button, it also says what the hotkey is. So right here, you guys see W to move, E to rotate, and then R to scale. Okay. So we got a bunch of different options up here. So if we move stuff right now, you see it's kind of jagged because it's actually moving on a grid. And then the same when you rotate, you see it's moving by 10-degree increments. Okay, we might not want that. So the way we disable those is also up in the same place right here. So enabling and disabling those, now we can just move it freely. Alright. So keep that in mind. So if your stuff is moving jaggedly, you might have to check those options out. And if you join me for the Blender class or the Blender Bootcamp, all this should be pretty easy to understand. Okay, so the thing so far that's maybe a little bit different from Blender is the fact that we have this content browser down here. And let me actually know if there's some people that are not seeing the content browser right away. Oops. It could be that it's like popped out or something like that. Or sometimes it's not there by default. But like, okay, let's try to close it. So just in case. Hold up, we can close all the windows. So you guys should at least have this in your scene. So an important window that I had opened before is the content browser. So you go window. So in here we have a bunch of different tools and windows where we can see different things that we can use in our scene. And one of the most important one is the content browser. So you can open that one up. And then you can put it in like different parts of your UI if you want to. Okay. And what this is the place where we store the Lego bricks that we're gonna use inside our scene. So let's say we model a chair inside Blender and we want to put that inside Unreal Engine. Well, we drag it into here, and this is kind of our little wallet or storage folder, our little container for all the stuff that we want to put in our scene. So we can put a chair 3D model in here, and then we take that model and we'll make a bunch of duplicates that are actually inside our 3D scene, and we'll get to that. Okay. So for now, hold up. And maybe that's enough for right now. So there's another window here called Place Actors. So window, Place Actors. That was the other one I had open. You might have it, you might not. Can add a cube to the platform, but then I can't move it. Okay. So yeah, with the Place Actors window, what you can do, like Björn is trying, is to add a cube. So you left click it, drag and drop it. Okay. So Björn, do you have, if you click W, do you get this gizmo thing? It's rooted, I think. Interesting. So can you rotate it or something like that? Do you have this, like, do you have the gizmo visible on your screen? Are you trying to move it with that? It could also be that you have this grid option enabled and it's kind of like not letting you. Maybe you should put it up a little bit. So like this, it's not letting you maybe? Or is it something else? Details to add a... Alright, well try to open your window up in the top left and then go to place actors. So actors in Unreal Engine are kind of what you can consider objects, but it can be a lot of different things, right? It could be your chairs and tables and all that, but it's also stuff like your cameras, your lights, and you have all those in here too. And the nice thing about Unreal Engine is the way it's so fast to work with lights. You can literally just plop in a light and it looks kind of cool instantly, right? Got it working? Nice. Alright. And are you up to, did you catch up on the movement and the controls and all that? Okay. So in here, if you ever want to add some lights to your scene, you can go right ahead, spotlight and all that. And even the sky, right? Like the skylight is literally an actor. And if we rotate it, wait, hold up, sorry. It's gonna be the directional light. Yeah, the directional light is actually, so where's the sun? It's over there. So we can literally rotate our sunlight, which is so cool. And you see how it's like actually changing the way the clouds look and everything. Super neat. That's the thing about Unreal Engine, it's like literally unreal, right? It's like magic. Whoa, and you get that nice like sunset kind of vibe. Only scale I forgot. It's, yeah, so you have your things up here, right? If you ever forget, it also says, you see, select and scale objects, and then it has like a little R key. So that's the hotkey. And yeah, the other one should have, if they have a hotkey too. Okay, let's go back to where I was. And then obviously it's the same, Control Z to undo stuff. And we can like delete these things just by clicking them, left click and then just clicking delete, right? I wonder if, oops. Okay, I was just testing if you could actually walk around, not in this preset. Okay, let's get into the juicy stuff then, the creative stuff. What are we gonna do today? So today I'm thinking, let's make a medieval banquet, okay? A little medieval scene with a bunch of food. And that sounds a little bit difficult, but it's actually super easy. So one of the great things about Unreal Engine is the fact that they make a bunch of assets available to us. What's up, Clarissa? Hello. Hello. Hearts out to you. Okay, so everybody, up here there's this little square button, and then in the drop down menu there's an option called Quixel Bridge. It's a very small option, but it holds a lot of power, trust me. This is amazing for what we're gonna do. Okay, so it might boot up and you might have to log in. Ooh, let's see. Okay, I should be fine. Yeah, I should be fine. Okay, so boot up Quixel Bridge and then I'll sort of go over what this actually is. And this is amazing, especially if you're the type of person that just wants to get into like the fun stuff. Like, I just want to build a scene. I don't want to worry about all the specifics and the technical part about doing 3D like modeling and texturing and all that. Personally, I love that stuff, but you might be the person that just wants to build the set, right? Just make something cool looking right then and there, not wait that long. So let me know if you all have this little Quixel Bridge thing open. You might have to log in, that's why I'm waiting a little bit for you all to see if you can open it up. And what you're seeing is actually the Unreal or the Epic team. They've gone out and like gone to different places in the world and they've literally 3D scanned real items and put them up for everybody to use inside Unreal Engine. So I said medieval banquet, and I said that for a reason, because there's literally like a set of objects they made for a medieval banquet. So if we go inside here, whoop, you see all these are actually 3D assets that we can use in our scene, and they're all super high quality and super awesome. There's a bunch of different ones, like they're they scanned fish and chicken and bread and all that. And like modeling this inside Blender would be super difficult. But here we have all the assets available to us, right? But these are just the foods. So how about we go back and look for something else as well? Just to show it off, right? There's something called roadside construction. You can go in here and you got a bunch of bricks and whatever you might need for that kind of project. Okay. So we can also search for stuff. So for a banquet, what would we need? We probably need a table. So you see here, there's like 14,700 assets right now, which is crazy. So we can search for table. A bunch of suggestions to just search for table and see what comes up. And we got a bunch of different tables to pick from. There's some other stuff that comes up. Things that might be on a table, I guess. Okay. What kind of table would be used for a banquet? What if we search for like a long table? No, that's definitely not it. Dinner table? Yeah, for 3D printing for sure, yeah. 3D scan a real life spoon, get it into Unreal Engine, take it out of Unreal Engine and print it and eat something with it. That's, I mean, yeah, I mean, 2024, I guess. Okay, how about we take a bench right here? So I like the bench down here. So this bench, let's try to get it out. So what I do is I click on it. And then we have a couple different options. Oh, I actually do have to sign in. So if you see this option to sign in, you should definitely do that. So I'll sign into my personal account here. Okay, give it a second. Yep. Oh, there's even a Japanese shrine one. That's cool. Okay, where was it? So I think it was a bit down. We lost it. That's fine. Yeah, right here. So, okay, you click it, and if you're signed in, you can actually pick the quality you want. Nanite is like super high quality. So I would probably suggest, depending on your internet speed, so of course it'll take longer to download the bigger your like asset is, like the quality of it. I'll just show off Nanite for now, so you guys can see the full power of it. But the rest of the assets I'll probably download in like medium or high quality. Alright, so you see it down here downloading. Whoa, oh, whoops. Actually guys, you cannot see what I'm doing because my big face is in the way. So right down here you have your quality options. Low, medium, high, nanite, and nanite is the highest obviously. And then right here you should have either a sign in button or a download button. So I click the download one, and then it should be downloaded. So up here, whoop, you can see all your downloaded assets for this session. So I downloaded the bench one, and then I can click it. Oops. So if I click it right here, it should import it into my scene. So if you guys remember, the content browser was our little wallet or our folder for all the assets we're gonna use. And when we click this button, we say, okay, this bench that you've downloaded, put it into, whoops, so you guys can see me again. Yeah, this bench that we've downloaded, put it into my little asset bank, right? So, boop. And there we go. It made a folder for us inside content called Mega Scans, 3D Assets, Dirty Wooden Table. Okay. So let's minimize this for now. And then we should have this dirty wooden table, and we can literally drag and drop it. So let's see, it's thinking about something. Let's see, let's give it a second. wonder what it's thinking about. It should not take that long. And this is why I might recommend like going with the medium or high quality, just because these meshes can be heavy. Like they'll fill out a lot of space on your hard drive too. So be a little bit careful about it. But they look amazing. Okay. So it came in without a material. That is very interesting. It's preparing the shaders, I see. And there we go. So if we slow down, we can really go in and look at the detail of this like table, right? You can really appreciate what it is. Like this is something that could pretty much only be 3D scanned. Like modeling this, going in and sculpting that. I mean, I respect the people trying to do that, but look at this quality, right? It's super cool. From the website, now received a .blender file. It only says subscribe for me. Are you guys using the website? So Björn, are you guys using the Quixel bridge right here? I think it's important that you do it through the like through the engine itself instead of on the website. It says subscribe and then goes to the website. Oh, hold on. That is super strange. Let me figure that out for a second. Are other people getting the same issue? Oh no, is that for real? Yesterday. Oh wow. That is... Okay, we've got ourselves quite a situation here. So it seems that Unreal have changed the way things work literally yesterday. To their website. Oh, okay. Okay, let's figure out what to do then. So are there any, so let me try to log in on the website myself. So this is the website, right? So it says get all Quixel Megascans assets for free. Sign in. Okay, hold on. So it looks like there's a campaign going where you all can get the assets for free. So yeah, right here. So you can claim all the assets and then go to Quixel profile. Okay guys, so try to go into the fab. So I just searched for like fab.com and then there is this campaign right here where it says get all Quixel Megascans for free. So try to click that button and then see if claim them, but I'm gonna restart Unreal real quick. Yeah, okay. I'll give you all a second to do that. I'm super sorry everybody. I'm a little bit surprised that this happened like literally yesterday. So Björn, did you claim them and then like did you do that before it said subscribe or did you just do the claiming? So let's see if we can... Okay. Okay, so it's a little bit different now. It still says subscribe. So if I go to this wooden stool here, so for me it looks like I own everything. You own this item, you own this item, I can download them. Okay, let me check my Discord then. So it looks like you should all be able to get all the assets. You just have to go through the campaign and claim them. It's kind of lucky that we're doing this right now, because if you all want to use Unreal Engine in the future, you have all these assets, which they're not going to be free after 2024. Like, the people that haven't claimed them won't get them. So if you have that stuff claimed, yeah, you should even get all Quixel Megascans for free claimed. And it still says subscribe after you've claimed it? Okay, let me try to download. Okay, let's try to download this minecart. Whatever. Download. Should we do add to my library, maybe? Accept. View in my library. No, okay, that's definitely not what we want to do. It says I own the assets, but you can't download it. It says subscribe. Maybe that's a special asset? Okay. So minecart mid. So it downloads it. And then you have to unzip it or something? Does it not work with the... So the library is... I mean, I guess it's kind of like your little... If you've been on Steam, it's like your library of games, right? Like, you might not necessarily have them on your PC, but you kind of added them to your little storage of things digitally. So if you guys have claimed all the assets and you go back to the Quixel bridge inside the engine, can you download them now, or does it still take you to the website? Yeah. Clarissa, I think the marketplace stuff is gonna be available because it's the same as like buying a Steam game. Like, there's no way they would pull that away, I think. So if you all go on the inside the engine, do you still like, do you have the option to download stuff now here? Trust me, I'll do my very best to get you all up and running. It's a little bit sad that they changed this just now. I wish I knew. I could have prepared a little bit better. Okay, so Björn got it working. Oops, what's happening here? Log into Fab, use the claim button you showed. Next to the claim button you have a learn more. Then go to Quixel button. Now I can search for model in this Quixel thing. Choose model and download its zip. So if you go in this Quixel thing, Björn, so are you able to search for table? I'll just pick a different model this time. Are you able to download it right here? So go like medium quality or something, download right here. And then once you download it right here, you can click to check your downloads and then add that to your scene with this little add button right here. Is that working for you? At which step sort of does it stop working, if that makes sense? I'm able to download. I now have multiple JPEG files for a wooden table. So you might get this kind of thing, but if you have the Unreal browser open, if you click this button right here, it should add it into your content browser. The one next to the folder button. And then you should see it down here in your 3D assets. And then you can drag the table in. Let me know if that's working for you, Björn. If that's not working, then we gotta figure something out for everybody. Guys, do you? Okay, so I don't know if you all downloaded Unreal Engine literally today. Do you guys have a button right here that says Fab? Do you guys have that? So do you guys have... Do you guys have a button right here next to the one we use for Quixel called Fab? You guys see that? So try to look for that button. If you downloaded Unreal Engine today, you don't? Okay. Well, downloaded Unreal like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't know why they ruined Clarissa, but the new system might be good. It's just that we weren't prepared for that today. So, okay, how about we do something different? Let's go off track. Do you guys want to make a jumping puzzle? Anyone down to do a jumping puzzle or something like that? So I'll just close this down right now. Sounds fun? Alright, let's do it. Okay, so let's boot up Unreal again. And now we pick a different preset. So let's go for it. It's wanting to sign in on questions account. We don't want that. Oops. Can I just close that? So close it down and let's boot it up again. Let's start fresh. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I guess they literally changed that yesterday. I was not aware of it. We're doing it live, people. Hell yeah, we're doing it live. Let's do it. Let's just make a jumping puzzle. Fuck it. Okay, let's go. Oh, excuse the language. I'm sorry. Okay, first person or third person? What are we feeling? You guys can choose first person or third person. Let's go third person, I think, maybe. Default third. Okay, let's go third person. So go into the games tab and then pick the third person option. No opinion. Alright, let's go to third person. Let's call it Bootcamp Jumping Puzzle. Alright, let's go. Puzzle. Boot Jumping Puzzle. Okay. Create. Okay, so we'll get a little bit more into the game engine side of it here. Third, alright, let's go. So I guess we'll be using like very primitive stuff like cubes and whatever we can find. I mean, you can even, if you have your own 3D models, you can like put them into the scene if that's what you feel like. Okay, so same controls, right? Like hold right click and then ASW to move around. And then at this point, so there's like different modes inside Unreal Engine. What we're doing right now is we're editing our level, okay? So we can pull around stuff, we can move stuff around. So they have like a little scene set up for us already. But if we want to actually play the game, there's this little green button up here. And once we click it, we spawn into the world and then we can move around. So your usual controls, right? Like space to jump, WASD to move, and then you look around with your mouse. And then we can jump around. Okay. Let me know if you all have like the scene opened. I'm not sure how long it would take. If you guys have to compile shaders or something like that. And are you able to like run around? Because I'll just take it from there. And this won't be too much new information. This will probably be mostly everybody just playing around and making their own little level here. Yeah, same. Honestly, I did the same. Even though I kind of knew that it wasn't gonna work. Because I've played with this before. Jumping around, yeah. Okay, great. So let's see, where is our start? It's right here. So let's go with that. If we move this around and we click play, we'll spawn up where we moved it, right? So let's just go with the template we have already, okay? So we can move around some blocks right here. And then R to scale it, right? So we can make like a little beginner platform. Let's click play. Okay, we spawn right here. So I'm just gonna keep some of these parts because they might be useful. And then I wanna make like a little enclosing, okay? And then you can just move stuff around, scale it up. Let's go for it. And then we have a little spawn area. Don't mind the back. That's where we keep the test subjects. Watch out. Okay, let's move it a little bit so it's not so silly. Right there. Okay. And now it's kind of giving a little bit of what's called like Portal vibes, right? Like a little test kind of labyrinth sort of subject thing. Let's put in some light. So if you guys don't have the place actors tab right here, can you move, free move an object or only with the arrows? If you click this, so if you click the center right here, you can free move it. And there's even snapping options. So if you click this button up here, you can snap it. So you can free move while it's like snaps to the surface of things. Yeah. Alright, so Windows, place actors, and then let's put in a little light here. Maybe like a rectangle light. Let's make it a little bit dramatic here in the beginning. I don't know. Okay. And now we make a death trap. So move this out. And then the floor just goes. Hold up. Or maybe we should move these up. Maybe that's easier. Yeah. Whatever you do, I mean, I'm sure you sort of understand where we're going with this. Just make a pit. And then you can shift select multiple things. So left click, shift, shift, shift. And then move them all down. Then we can scale them all up. So if we play it right now, we kind of have a pit of despair and doom and death. Okay. So let's make our first jump right here. So let's see. Control C, Control V to copy stuff over, and then we can make a little jump here. So let's see how far is this actually. We want to make the first one a little bit easier probably. There you go, you have the beginnings of a jumping puzzle. And you know, feel free to, like, you don't have to stick with what I'm doing, like be creative about it. It would also be cool to see what you all can come up with. B-hop survival, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's what we're doing. That wasn't the plan, but we're doing it. Okay, and then maybe we can make another one. And we make it go up a little bit so it's harder and scary. Maybe a little bit thinner. Oh shit. So we're not dying right now, which is not great. But it's not the end of the world as well. Whoop. Just have to restart it. Okay, it's working fine. Let's extend the walls a little bit. So just scaling them up, or we can copy them over. Maybe that works a little bit better. And this is where the grid is sort of nice. Let's see if we can actually get it to... Oh, that's perfect. 100 is perfect right here. So you see how that's snapping with the grid system here? That's kind of what that's used for, right? You can get stuff to snap real nice. And how about we do one of these extra scary jumps? So let's turn off the snapping right here. Move it to the side, but then... Oh, it's like a little one, only on the side. Super scary. Oh, shit. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, I don't know where this one came from, but it's kind of cool. I think I might keep it. And make it as difficult as you feel is appropriate, right? I would consider myself a little bit of a gamer, so I'll make mine difficult. How about we have this one go over to the other side? What kind of stuff should we add to it though? Can we think of something like... Whoop. Okay, that's doable. Should we animate something? How about it? Oh, it might also be a little bit much to take in if we start animating and stuff too. Yeah, and this is like where you can add a bunch of different things. Okay, so the way we can do it, hold up. Let me just check that this is actually gonna work before I actually teach everybody how to do it. No, okay, how about we not do that then? Okay, let's not do animation today. Let's just keep making like a cool little weird jumping puzzle. Is it working for you all, by the way? Are you able to get your little jumping puzzle how you want it? Feel free to ask questions, by the way, if there's something you end up being curious about. How about we do a little bend in it then? So... let me know if you get any good ideas for something so I can steal them and add it to mine. Can't be the only one giving you all ideas. Can kind of go around this corner here. Oops. So right now, just for testing purposes, I can take my spawn point and move it a little bit. So you don't have to jump the whole course every time. Yeah. Team Fortress 2, spaghetti, let's go. Oh. Okay, nice. Scale down, these ones are kind of the worst. Like that. Okay, remember when you're moving, you can scroll on the mouse wheel to kind of scroll around right there. And to move faster, I mean. So while you're moving, you scroll on the mouse wheel and it's really helpful. Okay, gotta play test that. Whoop. Then maybe we can walk the like the tightrope or whatever, so I can turn off the snapping and the scaling right here and make it, oops, scaling and then make it super thin. I wonder if it's even possible. Oh yeah, it's possible. shoot. Hey, Nico and Björn, I guess maybe we could put in... Should we put in the... We could put in like the shrine or something that we made. That would be kind of fun. As like the goal or the objective, or maybe the starting point. If you guys still have those files, that could also be a fun thing. So you can kind of see how that works. Let's do that. Have the Blender file? Alright, let's go through it then. Coffee shop. Well, you get a coffee shop in your scene though, no biggie. I have a lot of different things here. We could add them all, why not? Let's just go for it, right? So Torrygate, let's go. So this is what we have, okay? So we gotta export this in a format that Unreal Engine can use. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna left click and drag over the whole thing. We don't want to start exporting like the lights and stuff like that. So let me... If you have some weird lighting and stuff, you can right click stuff and then click shade auto smooth. So shade auto smooth. Oh wait, this is my old one. Yeah, let's go here with the textured version. Have you guys ever exported a model out of Blender to like an FBX format or something like that? Oh, this will be cool for y'all. You actually get to use the model you made for something. That's pretty awesome too. That's like a big step. So yeah, left click and drag over the whole thing. Or you could like hide the stuff you don't want. So hide the camera and the lights. And then just click A to select everything. STL file is my go-to. Oh, do you do 3D printing or something like that? OBJ is fine too, right? Yeah. Oh, should we combine these today? Yeah, so what I did here is I just selected everything and then click Ctrl J to combine them. You probably don't have to, but this just makes the process a little bit simpler for us, okay? So no need to make it more complicated than that. From here on out we can just export it. Yeah, 3D printing, yeah, I do some resin printing myself too. It's pretty fun. Alright, so select it. Okay, and then click File and then Export. And then I'll just choose to export as an FBX. I mean, you could export OBJ or something like that and it would also work fine. So I will go export as an FBX. And for now, just to show it off, I'll save it on the desktop. And then you can click Limit to Selected Objects. Okay, right here is that option. So just the thing that you have highlighted is the thing that will export. And then you click Export FBX. So Torrygate textured, and then you could also do the same thing with your coffee shop. Export. Okay. And then you can open up your file browser here. Go to wherever you saved it. In my case, I saved it on my desktop. Looks like a mess, so make a folder for it. You could also save it directly into your Unreal, or I don't think actually that's a good idea. So right there it is, Torrygate textured. We should be able to drag and then drop it into our Unreal content browser. So you see how I do that? Take this file, drag, and then drop it in. Okay, and we just say import all and it should work fine. Okay, it gives us a bunch of errors. There's all the materials that we made for it. Let's see, there it is. It's kind of cool. the lighting does not fit the vibe of it at all, but it's okay. Maybe we can move it around a little bit later. Is the top actually black? Okay, there we go. So if there's some materials that didn't come in right, you can just left click and then drag and drop them up there. Yep. How did you get it? Yeah, so you just find your file in your Windows File Explorer or whatever, and then you left click and then drag and drop it into your content browser. And then it should appear. And then you can just drag it into your scene. So this will be our starting point. Oh, and we see we have some flipped normals, so that lantern looks a little bit weird. I'll let it slide for now. It's fine. And then if you wanted to, right, like you could model some stuff inside Blender, export it, whatever it is that you need for your level, you can model that and then you can put it into Unreal Engine. And then you can use it there. It's quite cool. Okay, so from here, what kind of stuff could we do? We could do like a big drop. Those are terrifying. Let me know if you guys got that to work. It is quite fun and satisfying to make something yourself and then like be able to walk around it as if it was a game, right? Well, in this case, it is a game. It's also the same feeling I get when I 3D print something. You might know about that, Björn. Like, actually, like getting that and playing with it in your hand is super satisfying. Whoops. Let's go back and check out the shrine. Whoop. So the hitbox is a little bit messed up right now. And I mean, you guys don't have to fix the hitbox, but if you want to know how to do that, the way is you go right here, you double click whatever object it is that you want to fix. And then inside here, we have a bunch of options. It opens up like a whole new sort of window and editor. This is how Unreal Engine functions. So whenever I edit stuff in here, all the Torii gates I have pulled into my scene, let's say I had a different one over here, they will all have those changes made to them, right? So right here we can see what kind of collision bugs Unreal Engine has made for our object. Same, that's what got me into the idea of anything you can think of can be in your hands in a short amount of time. Blender or Fusion, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's super cool, it's super cool. Yeah, I love that stuff. Well, I'm glad you're getting into it then. So I think Unreal Engine is more sort of, it won't help you a lot with making the models themselves, but it can also still give you that satisfaction of being able to sort of run around the model that you've made, right? It could be a game, and even if you have VR goggles or something, you could like see it as if it was there. It's super awesome. Oop. Okay, so yeah, so where do we, so this is the collision box that Unreal has set for our object. So it's not very accurate, like if you walk up to this line right here, you'll get stopped. But if you go into the details and you search for collision, you can go right here, and then the collision complexity, you can set it as use complex collision as simple. So now it will just collide with your mesh, okay? And you can click save this asset and then close it. And now it should be updated. It should update all the Torii gates in our scene. Oops. Now I just gotta actually be able to do my own jumping puzzle to get there, and we can see. Oop. Yeah, and now we can walk around on our Torii gate. Super cool. Yeah, and I mean, Björn, if you have any other objects that you sort of have made as STLs, binormals or no smoothing, make sure to export. Yeah, I mean, if you got it in and it looks somewhat decent, it's fine. I got a bunch of arrows too. Like, look at my lantern, it's all messed up. But, you know, point was just to show how that works. If you get these kind of arrows with your lantern, what's actually happening is oops, yep. So the normals are inverted. So if we go here, that's the issue. It's basically the side is like, it's inside out, right? And you can fix that. Hold on. So you can select whatever it is that's inverted, click Alt-N for the normals and then flip them. And that should work. It's not showing in my map. But is it showing down here? You could try with a different model, maybe one of the SDLs that you have. You could try to import those. Let me try, actually. Oops. So right here, I can just pull in like, oh, you can, yeah, okay, you actually cannot pull in STL files. So there you go. Should work with an OBJ though. And if you have an STL file, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull in my STL file into Blender. And then export it again as an OBJ or something. But now it's just one. Okay. Oh, whoops, this is super high poly. Blender has to think a little bit. I think that made it. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's kind of why I combined them two, just to avoid issues. It is definitely and very useful to import it sometimes as like separate things, but just for the showcase, that's kind of easier to just combine them. There is an import option that says like combine all the things basically. Oops. So I'm just putting this thing flat on the ground, so when we import it, can snap it. And then we do export, and then let's do on the desktop, we call it little guy. And then when we go back to Unreal Engine, we can go on the desktop and then get our little guy. And that should work. We just say import all, it's fine. The object is a big block, I believe. Cannot go onto it. So the object is a big block, I believe, cannot go into it. I think now, okay, so you're having issues with the collision, that's fine. Let's actually do that with this little guy as well. So let's make the little guy a very big guy. So if I jump here, I should be able to like jump on his little platform there, but I can't, I'm kind of getting stopped, right? So if we place a bunch of little guys around, you'll see that it changes for all of them. And we can actually show right here, we can show the collisions. So you see, if I click show collisions, you can see there are these collision boxes around things. And our little guy has a very sort of squared out collision box, so we can't really get in there and touch these things because we get stopped by the box. So what we do is we double click the little guy. And right here we have a bunch of options for all the things to do with the little guys in our scene. And if we change something in here, all the little guys will change. So if I search here for collision, the thing I need to change is the collision complexity, because Unreal by default it kind of guesses what you want the collision to be. So it makes a very simple collision, but there's also the complex collision, which is basically your whole mesh, right? And so what you want to do is collision complexity. You go ahead and set use complex collision as simple. So now the collision box should be the complex version of that, so your whole mesh. Okay, and then you go ahead and you save this asset up here. And once you go, and you see it's already updated in here. And now we should be able to jump on this little guy's platform. I actually made this little guy and then I 3D printed him with the resin printer. It was quite cool. So turn collision back off. Working perfectly. Nice, 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 bro. How about... Okay. We could go ahead and import our noodle stand as well. I'm gonna do that. Feel free to keep working on your little jumping puzzles, everybody. Just gonna import a bunch of the models here that I've made in the Bootcamp because I think that would be fun. Join this together. As an FBX, and then on the desktop, selected objects, export, and then I can go in. The red pillars are actually half full and the turn with the camera, but I suppose that's the Blender model. So are you saying there's not color on the red pillars? Because you can go in here and you should have a bunch of colors, right? So this is the red pillar. So if it comes in as being white or something, you can drag your material up here and then put it on. So there are ways of exporting this with the textures and all that, right? But we're not really, I won't dive too deep into it because it's kind of outside the scope of whatever. Oh, the noodle stand actually looks kind of nice in here. Well, that's pretty inviting. So how about we start at the shrine and then we end at the noodle stand. Has a half circle. So I bet what's happening. Hold up. No, it's fine. I think it's it would be interesting for you to learn what's going on, I think. So if I'm understanding your problem correctly. So is this kind of what's showing on your screen? It's kind of looking like this. Like it's only half of it, basically. Yes. Okay, so what's going on, if you go inside Blender and you go up here, there's this option called backface culling. If you turn that on, you'll basically see the real view of your model. So if you, any object in real life, right, like if you take a piece of paper actually, so like a little drawing I have, right? So the paper, like obviously you can see both sides of it, but in 3D you can only see one side of the paper. Hold up. You can only see one side of the paper, and then you can see through one side and you can see the other side, if that makes sense. So if your model doesn't have the sides facing the right way, like this, then you'll basically be able to see inside your model. So we're seeing inside of it, and then we're seeing the faces on the other side. So what you need to do is you need to go into edit mode, select all of it, and then click Alt N, and then click flip. Okay. So you can also click, let's see, mesh, normals, and then flip. So you basically flip the direction. So instead of being able to see this side, you're able to see now the other side. I hope that made sense. So I can also show it right here. Oops. Yeah, there's the face orientation. So everything that's red, basically, you can see through it. So if we do a look cutout, so all the red you can see through, and then all the blue is what you can see. So you can kind of imagine that what you're seeing is a half circle. I hope that kind of made sense a little bit for you, Björn. So you can see everything that's on the inside should be red, and everything that's on the outside should be blue. But in this case, it's the opposite. Okay, I'll keep going. I hope that sort of made a little bit of sense. Yes, okay, great. Of course, you're welcome. I know that's what I'm here for. I might be spending all my time goofing and gaffing with all these projects, but I'm here to help, you know. So let's make like a little victory sort of podium right here. The most amazing noodles await for the one that conquers my trials, or something like that. Let's go. So obviously the last couple jumps, they gotta be the most difficult ones, right? Hey, there we go. Nico, did you manage to import something that you made? Oh, whoops. I'm sure that's possible. Everything from the cubes and planes, all good. Making it super hard, alright. Nice, and we got a little noodle shop. That's awesome. And then we can have our little guy here. Maybe we could give him a different material. Heavenly noodle, that's for sure. Okay, and maybe we can make it so if we want to change the way the light is in the sky, we can go ahead. We can also just search for light up here, right? So we can search for light, and then the directional light is the one that is our sun. Let's see, where is it in the sky? It's right above our heads. Okay, cool. Then we can make this sort of little box here. Are you making sure you can actually beat it, Nico? So many resets, oh no. I hope at least, I guess, from this stream, even though it was a little bit unplanned, I hope you learned sort of how, you know, how it works. Like, you make stuff in Blender and then you usually export it to somewhere. If you're making like a game asset, right, you would export it to, yeah, either Unreal Engine, or it could be something like Unity. That's another engine that you can use. Wait, oh, this is strange. This thing keeps moving back. Yeah. So go right here. Kind of want to make like a little nice cinematic endpoint at least. I don't know exactly if I would call it cinematic or whatever, but it's something. It is indeed something. And maybe we can just push all of this back, huh? Doesn't need to be so claustrophobic near the end. Yeah, there we go. Looks quite fun. Nice. How's it going for y'all? Let's play it from the beginning then, huh? How about I put a little red bamboo right here? The last jump's the hardest. Oh no, you already had resets on the not hard jumps. Okay, we start at the shrine. We jump in. Okay, around the corner. Then we get the end revealed to us. Whoa. And then we go for these last couple jumps here. This last one is actually kind of difficult. Whoop, and we made it. Let's go. I will have, yeah, we don't have too much time left, everybody. I wonder, how about I just try, for the fun of it, to make this a little bit of a nighttime scene before I go, huh? Just to see what it looks like. Let's go for like a warm tone. Ooh. So that's the thing about Unreal Engine. Look at this. The lights are super nice. You can make them really nice very fast. Like the lights, they just look so good very quickly, right? It's not that you can't get lights to look good in, say, something like Blender. You can actually get lights to look amazing. But it's just that in Unreal Engine, you know, you just see it right away and it just goes super fast, right? It's very fun to work with. Okay, so our directional light here, I hit it. So what we can do is we can like rotate it down to make it nighttime, and we can play it. And we kind of got this like chill evening vibe on our map. We could also make it daytime again, but then we kind of got this, which this looks pretty epic as like a last. Look at that. Like, you know, you don't want to fall down there. That looks scary as heck. We can jump across. Oh no, I fell into the abyss. Okay, I gotta beat it at least one time. Whoop. Guarding the jump at the end, yeah. It's a little reward for making it. Whoop. There we go, we made it. We can eat our little noodle, whatever. Okay, everybody. That's just about gonna be it for me. I will take a screenshot of this and share it on the Discord and all that before I go. I just want to say that if you all have a little jumping puzzle of your own, or just a little part of it you want to share, I'd love to see a screenshot or something like that. That would be quite cool. So let's see how we're actually gonna do this. I'll jump to the end maybe and take a screenshot of that. That is quite cool, I would say. So right here, let's take a screenshot. Boop. I don't know how you all do it, but what I do is I click print screen and then... Oh, never mind, didn't even work. It's gonna paste it into Paint. Okay, I'll do it this way then. So let's say Unreal Level Design Bootcamp 2. So for all the people that are new to the stream, or for the people that have been here before, I'd love to see stuff being posted in here. Jumping hell. Oh no. I don't even know where the beginning and the end is here. So do you start? Oh, I see it. You start. No, that must be the end. That's crazy hard. So you start over here on the ramp. You jump up, jump across here, up on the ramp. You gotta jump on these little ledges here. Jump across on the little pipe onto the other pipe. Looks like it's going upwards, and then on these little dots here. That is jumping hell, Nico. That is. You know what? Yeah. You get a low fucking. You get a skull on that one. You start on the ramp. Love for someone to try and finish it. I mean, there's so basically what you can do with Unreal Engine, which is cool, is you can make it into a game file, right? Like an exe file. So you like compress the whole scene and then you export it as like an exe, and someone else you can just send it to someone and they can open it and play it. And that's a little bit more than what we have time for today, sadly. But I am sure there are some YouTube tutorials that explain how to do that. You can just send it to all your friends. Of course, I'm happy you got a little bit out of it, Björn. Yeah, and everybody's, again, like, sorry for the fact that this was completely unprepared. Like, as I said, Unreal literally yesterday changed the whole thing about how to use import assets and all that. So this was a little bit doing it live on stream, figuring something out, but I'm glad you got something out of it. So I'll type it in here. There we go. Okay, great, everybody. So let's call it a day. Okay. Alright, so as always, I'm glad you all joined. I hope you all got something out of it. I'll call it for tonight, but I'll be back again, same time, same place next week, and we'll be going back to sculpting. Yeah, of course, Nico, and thank you for joining as well. It's great to have you. Super fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed what we did, even though it was a little bit other than the plan. Oh yeah, yep, true, Nico. If you haven't already, like the stream, because it does help a lot, and it tells my boss that you guys want to see more of all of this, so that would be awesome. Oh, got another thing posted on the thing. Super sweet, nicely done. I like that. Okay, yeah, I'll call it. See you, everybody. Bye bye. Have a nice rest of your evening or morning or midday or wherever you're from, you know. So bye bye. See you.